options. That's the slower of the two. Wait, that's a piano and then piano, so. Then you repeat it softer. Oh, he stays in third position. So you'd like that, and then the second half is. So it's all third position pretty much. So here's the fourth. Staying in third position. Now down to first. It would just be about being really smooth and legato and singing. And then rigadoon. It goes through positions more. There's a little faster pivoting, so that would be the trickier of the two.
Mm-hmm.
So those are options. If you didn't want to do those, we've been doing Volga or no. All right. Let's see. Vegan lead could work.
Mm-hmm. Vegan lead.
Yeah. Pick up your bass. The bass storage. So, oh, sorry. Are you good? Do you have a tuner? Just to be thorough about it. So vegan lead would be that one. And hold on. Let's do it with intention. So if we do what's really doing. So we did vegan lead and hot tikva, and that's as far as we've gotten so far.
Yeah.
So both of those are.
I just saw the little boatman.
Oh, we did?
Yeah.
Both of them? I apparently wasn't taking very good notes here. I said.
And then, yeah, that's as far as we got.
Okay.
Song of the Volga.
So Volga, you could definitely do. Let's try to see if you could compare the two together, but it might be a little bit much. The Volgas, like jump the octave, or like jump from one octave to another.
Mm-hmm.
No, medley. Multi Perpetua is fun too, but that's again, all of these are pretty short. So whatever is tough about them will only last for so long. But yeah, we want to have some contrast. So one slow, one fast. So
okay.
Let's hear the Volga today.
Which one?
Were you worked on both? Are you already warmed up yet, or have you not played bass yet today?
I've never played bass.
Okay, let's do some scales first.
Cool. Scales.
I didn't mean to throw you into that if you're not ready for it.
We're good.
Oh, I didn't get to check your manual. Should I check it? Will I be happy if I check it?
I mean, I put the lesson notes on the video, just not in here.
Okay,
so,
no, I saw them. You had them.
Okay, yeah, I had those, and then I did the log. I just kind of wrote some 10s there.
Wait, 10 means 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like,
All right. Well, let me see if I get to about So about 4 days,
Mm-hmm.
averaging around 20 minutes. Okay. Could we? Do you think you could
I
get to
can
30?
I can do more.
Oh, and the what was the other thing? Are you using the schedule in there or not? Not particularly.
Not
You know,
particularly.
you know,
I just-
again, that one's sort of optional, but I want to make sure the other stuff. And if for the scales, if you can at least write in which scales you did.
Okay.
So there's a little more information.
Got it.
It will be imparted to you as you open up the book. And I actually want to use it as opposed to like, oh crap, I was supposed to fill this in. So what did you do for scales?
I just go circle the fifths, eighth notes.
Okay, sticking with 8th notes for now.
Mm-hmm.
Same fingering every time? Okay.
Hopefully.
Okay, as far as you know, you're using the same fingering
Yeah,
each
yeah,
time.
yeah.
So we can either push it in two different, assuming those are going fine, which I'm guessing they are. Let's do a few, but I'm thinking we could either start pushing the tempo more, or we could start adding
Triplets?
either triplets, or we could start adding the next octave. So you can push it in either direction. I don't know if you have an interest in one or the other more than,
Okay.
like doing 1 3-octave scale a day and then 1 2-octave scale.
Okay.
Okay, which more interests you, speed or range?
I'll go with range.
Okay. Well, have I sent you 3-octave scale fingerings yet?
Oh no.
Okay, I'll do that so that you can do it just straight from there. And what is the highest note on that bass? Is that like a B?
I don't know.
What's that? Where's your G? Your high G harmonic? Next one. That's D. Now your B should be another 2 inches lighter. A little higher, a little higher, a little higher, a little higher. And then your D should probably be a hair off the fingerboard. No, keep going up, keep going up. Okay, so you actually have almost a D on your fingerboard. That's good. So we definitely do up to C at some point. We'll start out with the lower 3 octaves. For today, let's just do a couple random scales. Let's do, should we start with C major?
Come on.
So I'll throw you a softball. Sure. What can you do them slurred though? Like, two bow. Nice. How about A flat? I was gonna say, you're getting caught there. Yeah, that's it. So when you usually do 8th notes, do you do separates?
Yeah.
Okay, so for whatever reason, my mental version of doing it is always keep quarter notes in the bow. So whatever you're doing, you're always going to be doing quarter notes. So that means if you're doing quarters, it's singles. If you're doing 8s, it's 2. If you're doing triplets, it's 3 per bow. Yeah. And it starts to sort of shine a light on any shifts that aren't working well when you have more slurs. It just is like constant attention, which is good and maybe bad, but that's. So that being said, there were just 1 or 2 places where I could hear your bow suddenly sort of cut out.
Yeah.
On this one, it's just sort of an indicator of like, oh, that's a little less comfortable. So let's just do it one more time and see if we can smooth them out. So full length bows on all. Nice. And how about D flat? my defaults, I always keep the thumb above the octave split. Yeah, so I try to have fingers all the way up under the G harmonic, and then put the, if there's going to be A flat, then that's where I'll first use the thumb. I definitely will, there's many other times when I will use the thumb lower than that, but just for the default ones, I try to use the fingers up to the G harmonic. Yeah, and then you just have, boom, one position there. Then 4, uh-huh.
Can we do it again? Or?
Sure, yeah. So then you're using the electric bass fingering there, the 3, which it sort of works in that position. It's not my standard, but if you can get it to work, cool. But otherwise, I would do a 1 pivot 2 4. Pivot to 2. So the thumb stays pretty much in the same place. Or at least drop your weight into 2. The other option is, what scale are we on?
D flat.
D flat, thank you. Yeah, that actually is the easiest one. Sometimes you could do 1 1 here instead. You could do 1 if you wanted to get rid of it.
Okay.
So you either get rid of it here or here if there's 3. So shift here early or split this up here.
I like the.
Yeah. Okay. So again, it's not out coming off. It's a handoff. Yeah, 1 to 2. So you might need to have your thumb on the side the whole time. Oh, sorry. Or you have it accessible so that you can move that thumb. Having to go very far. That looks like a bit of a stretch. Yeah, something like that. If I were going back and forth, my thumb would be on the side.
Yeah, so don't do like don't.
It looks like a stretch.
Yes.
Yeah. What happens if you just have it hanging up here on the side? Yeah, so the main skill here, the tricky thing with these pivots, it's this handoff. It's not picking up and putting it down, but it's back and forth. You're still sort of sliding yours in. I think of it more like if you're on your feet, it's almost like toggle, like my weight falls here, it falls here, but it's not like a slide.
Okay.
It's a, it looks a little different, but it's pretty much, but this is what my weight is pretty much doing. It's just, there you go. Yeah. And when you come back, you have to have your first finger in the air. Yeah, I mean slightly. So go to it's and then in the air leaning back. It's like as if you picked your foot up to go down again. Yeah, and then you can just do that slight tap and you'll get a very clear and that's how you get this impression of doing very fast. I'm also doing a pull off there, but you probably do those all. Alright, so let's take a look at the bowing. Number 7, is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
In this whole thing of like making through the whole bow.
How was it?
Yeah, it's getting there.
Getting there? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want the metronome or you just do it straight?
Yeah.
Either's fine.
I'll do metronome. Metronome. 66. Oh, no,
You actually got flipped one plate. You did an up on two. In 6, you did an up. You did down, up. There. So, and one little change. So anywhere in this book, if she writes eighth notes and there's no other marking, she still wants them super smooth. So just like that, super sticky. So your weight is staying into the string. You're just moving it back and forth. Yeah, that's right. So. Standard pattern, we moves down, up.
Yeah.
But in this one, not. Good. Okay. So one other thing here. So remember, we're trying to use the whole bow. It's sort of a fast tempo to do it.
Yeah.
You're getting it about this far. We still have another. Just so there's not too much resistance. Otherwise, I'm doing that. And then when you get, but you're still getting out about here. Can you get to here? Just do this for me. Yeah, and on the separate ones, you don't even need to use quite so much bow. Because just hanging out here. That's it. There you go. That goes longer than you think. And again, she's pushing you a little bit by making it just a little on the fast side for what's comfortable. But do it one more time. If you want to take a notch or two off the tempo, you can, or you can just keep it there. But see if you can consistently make it out a little further. Try it again. Nice. Try right from the mezzo forte, starting on a down bow. Wait. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. You're right. Do it again. You added a slur on the list. Up, down. Wait, no, down, up. Should be it should be up, down, up. There we go. you go.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So I'm just gonna have you do this one more time. There's a lot of different elements here to just to keep in balance. So I think you know what they are now. See if you can do the dynamics even a little more extreme. So if mezzo forte is the biggest, so resonant, it's not crass, but it's still a decent size. So think of it just full and easy. About that big. Piano's gonna be. It's hard. It's harder to use the whole bow, honestly, but.
Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah.
So this is I'm turning the hair to the side, and I'm using very little weight, but then make sure you keep a absolute straight across. Yeah. There you go. So it's almost more what we call soltato. So it's almost over the fingerboard for the piano, and then once you get back to mezzo forte bigger. Again, those things are it's a little tricky to keep all of those things in line and keep making it out to the tip. So again, once you get out to the tip, use whatever amount of bow on the separates is comfortable. So for me, it's there. You don't have to feel like you're constricting it. Yeah, there you go. But yeah, it is just funny to keep having to go to the tip and really get out there, even if we, because it's a little bit out of most of our comfort zones. Let me just see what number 8 is. Pure legato and slurs, lower half. This one isn't quite so tricky on the outright. Let me see. So the preparation 1 is you're just going to be doing super smooth separates. Let's play it together. Prep 1, 3, so 3 and 4 and. That little circle just means open G.
Oh, I thought that was a harmonic.
Yeah, I know, it's the same one that we use for harmonics too. Okay, now let's do prep 2. So that's going to be just super smooth slurs, so nothing getting in the way. 3 and 4 and. Make sure your bow speeds also stays the same, because a change in bow speed will actually, make a little blip in the soundscape pretty much that we're making, which is just and then the actual etude will be pretty smooth. But she started. I thought she breaks it. No, she doesn't break it anywhere. So. My guess is if there's going to be breaks, they'll be at the very end of your bow. So if you accidentally, like there, you might accidentally do it, or that kind of thing. You want to just tune your ear to those gaps, and then go back and say, wait a second, how can I get that so there's no gap? Especially here in the low strings, because it does. You can just get little gaps going. So if you have enough time, you can go into 8, but otherwise, make sure you get 7 really comfortable, and then, if possible, into 8. Okay, this is remembering that full bow part.
Cool.
Okay, so let's look at the Volga. You said you worked on both, right?
Look at it one more time.
Scales. Oh, I didn't finish with scales. For now, let's just, if there's a few you're comfortable with, maybe push 1 to triplets every day. Let's just save the 3 octave for later. I think we got enough.
I worked on the half position one, but not the other one yet.
Oh, okay, you just did the first.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that. see if we can get the fortes
Yeah.
even fuller.
I noticed in the beginning when I got into the I'm like, oh, I did not start loud enough.
Think of the big Russian singers. Well, the massive voices. Yeah, let me hear that. Good, okay. I'm just curious, maybe we could get 10% more, maybe not, so. There you go. So now the trick, because now we're starting to push the envelope a little more. Once you start playing here, you don't have a lot of leeway of changing your contact point. If you do, it's audible. Here, you can actually go from here to here to here, and you don't really hear it. But here, it's sort of exponentially. The closer you get to the bridge, the less and less leeway you have. So you have to keep your bow speed and angle all pretty similar. Let me see what thing here. Does he have retakes at all? He does not. So that sort of limits what you can do. So I find on the dotted quarters, I have to save my bow a little bit. So that means more weight, slower bow. Otherwise, what do I do now? It's like, I can float. I have two options then. I can either float or I can pick up and retake. In this case, he hasn't written them, so I'm going to assume that he wanted it more legato. So it's not ideal, but yeah. So that was a good dynamic change. Can you change the color as well? So both color and dynamic. Yeah. And then give me a forte again, then what will the forte sound like? Forte again.
Oh, that's
yeah, can you get those even smoother? Metronomic every time, that they're not leaning. So there's very slightly almost da 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 da. You're not doing it that far, but it's just leaning a little bit that way.
okay.
One more time. It's close. It's almost coming early on the B flat. I'm being really picky. Because these guys definitely do not swing the Volga momentum. Like, I don't know if he's like, I imagine them like in the underworld, you know, the guys rowing the boat to.
Yeah.
Alright, so for this next week, yeah. Yeah, boot. Yeah. So okay, now we're gonna do the thumb position version. So first of all, find your sound, which is gonna be about, make sure you support the sound up here. You'll need more bow speed. This could be, it's actually 2 on the D string. So fourth position is going to mean where your thumb is on the harmonics here.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's just listen to your tone. See if we can get it just a little more focused. That's nice. Yeah. Let me just play it for you so it'll sound like. And we're going to do a fork here. Have you done these before? So fork is just when they're across from each other.
Okay.
But I mean, you can talk the name because it looks like tongues of a fork coming down. But it means both are down at the same time, or a handoff, really. And then the two doesn't come off until the 3 is already playing. two stay down while the three starts. So that for a second they're playing a double stop. They're down as a double stop. Now and then halfway through that B flat, you take the two off, so it's ready for the A.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So but then make sure we have
One
the
down.
no, just tone on the bow. Make sure that you do it slow enough so it's not skating. There you go. And then if you need more, get the constants back. I know you're looking at we haven't really been doing much thumb position, have we? All right, so this will get you back to the shape. For that, yeah, if it gets sore, just shake it out. Don't do it too much in one row. So we'll do this one, and then as your fingers get tired in that position, let's see, how should we do this?
So for divisional, I think I should play this one, or is it just like for like the week?
I think this is an option for divisional, so let's start working it up now. I want to get something new in here though. This could be an option. I don't want you to skip too much. That's the thing. I want to get good stuff, but I also don't want to skip too much. So definitely Volga could be one of them. This isn't going to be interesting as a piece on its own. I guess we can come back to that. This is the bone you're starting to accidentally do that. In the bone exercise because but this one actually is short separates. Major, D major. So this will be the same fingering pretty much as earlier in the book. Let's skip this one for now, just so we can get some more possible recital material. So the second and third position, let's just look at that real quick. So the 1 and 4 should be in a block position. So look where my thumb has to end up. I mean, I'm just hanging out here on this base, but the side of my hand is stabilizing by being here. Is yours touching? Yeah. So if that helps you, definitely do that. And my side of my hand's down for both notes. Boom. Because there's just a position to be boom. Yeah. So again, that saves you a movement. You just get in that position, then you just hang out here. Yep. So that's the territory we're going to be covering. 120. And it doesn't give you an articulation. I would be a little bit on the longer side, but with a clear articulation. So each time, so don't do a shift there. So you can intentionally do a pivot, so your thumb will be a little further back than you usually have it on the C. Yeah. That one, and then these are going to be closed G's. With the thumb, yeah.
That's a bunch of scales and arpeggios.
Yeah, it's not really good at recital piece. The variation is going to be. Well, let me do it once just so you can do it. So part of the trick is
each note is a 16.
Yeah. Part of it is keeping a good tone, but the other thing is by doing 16ths, you have to shift faster. Every time there's a shift, you can't shift early because you're still playing another note. So that's tricky. But it's not a good recital piece.
Yeah, because it's much like.
So, Then there's the happy bass player, which is sort of a silly one. And then there's a happy farmer, which is, this is from the Schumann piano book for kids, pretty much. You've probably done this before in some instrument. Sound familiar?
Yes.
Well, almost. I'm sure.
Look at the keys again.
So these are doing these pieces with pivots to get you used to doing pivots. I'm gonna just keep jumping here for, I still want to do this stuff, but this is actually, yeah, this is where we're getting to something that you'd actually want to do on a divisional. So before you start saying, third position.
Correct.
So this is this whole prep exercise to get ready for third position. That's the main. So all this is in the same position. The 3 is just sort of a stretch. Yeah. Are you able to keep your thumb in the same place the whole time? So you keep your thumb as low as it'll go, and then crook of the neck. These are 1, 2, 4, 3, 3, 4, 2, 1. Oh, I see you're doing it. I see you're doing the next version. Which is another version. And either one, the thumb should stay about the same for the touch. Yeah, with this one, it's your thumb really wants to come around, so you can let it. It's sort of like a position and a half thing. But if you do, however you do this one, make sure that there are 2 clear blocks, and hopefully the thumb can be close. Yeah. But we're gonna just be. I mean, the D, E, F is gonna have a lot in this piece. And then you're gonna, for instance, if you need to let your thumb come up a little bit, you can, as long as it's keeping contact. And again, I like mine on the side rather than that thing. I like, because it's pretty much, for me, that's the closest. Okay, let's hear the video, but. Yeah, but you see how, like right now, your thumb's like doing this thing. Mine's just like hanging out here, almost like a thumbs up. Because that way it can just, but it's not here, it's here. Then it can slip back. And it's weird. Huh?
Nothing. I don't know why I can't do it. It's weird.
Okay. Well, my goal is just to be able to slip back and forth between here and here as well. So whatever, if that's fine with your thumb to hang out like that, that just to me feels tense. So anything that's stretching here. That's why my thumb. If that works for you, cool. I'm just trying to keep absolutely no tension here, so. So the different, you're sort of over it, I'm to the side. I'm still hanging here. Yeah, I get, yeah, you have the side there. Yeah, so that's pretty much the same. Yeah. And then come back to 4 or 1. Not as far as you think. Give it a hair higher than 4. That's it. Yep. So we're going to start on the A string on this one. Okay, 1, 1. Yep. Okay. And keep the tone as beautiful as you can the whole time. the upper Volga, upper Volga River, and
Old French song would be good.
yeah. So let's do those two for next week and see where they're at. Music's and
Okay, let me